Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're all doing great. So, this module, I'm going to be talking about mindset. Mindset is literally the most important module in this program. And as you already know, the mindset constitutes like 80% of what constitutes success. Like, if you think about all the people that have created successes in the past, it's all about your mindset. You cannot create success without a great mindset. So it's absolutely important that you train your mindset for success. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this module. If you think about all the successful people, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Jim Rohn, if you think about their stories, it has not always been easy, or they haven't had like they were not born like with a, what's this thing called now, with a silver spoon, in their mouth, in their lives. So they've had to grow, they've had to sort of create the success that they actually have today. So, and I will tell you that changing my mindset was also what made me take the leap in my business and made me go all in. I've wanted to create my coaching business for as long as I can remember. I think that was since 2019. I've taken different courses and different programs, but still I didn't take the plunge until just under 2 years ago, when I joined the Own Your Future Challenge by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. And what I noticed that was different about that course is not just because it was so special. The only thing that actually stood out was the mindset modeling module. That really helped me to reprogram my mind and helped me to go all in, and told me that yes, I can do this, and then go forward with it. So yeah, as you've heard before, you've heard that you are what you feed your mind, and you're a product of your mind. So training your mind for success is absolutely important, and that's what I want you all to realize in this module. For you to get in this program, for you to get success, for you to attract the clients that you want, your mindset has to be programmed for success. Yeah. And one of the things that helped me is the 7 levels deep exercise. This exercise, I learned it from one of my previous mentors, Dean Graziosi. And it's literally a clarity tool that helps you understand your biggest why. Yeah, it's what helps you make the shifts you need in your business. Because if you understand your why, then when things are not going the way you want it to be, when you don't feel great and you don't want to take action, it's your why that pushes you, that spurs you into action. Yeah. However, it's not just saying my why is because I want to create success, or just something random. When you take this exercise, it goes deeper. I've got a worksheet that you would be able to actually walk through together with me. So that would help you to actually go 7 levels deep. And I've done this exercise before in the past. I've got a few notes in front of me just to prompt me while I'm talking, so you may see me looking here. So definitely, if I read out what that was in the past for me, so the first thing you want to understand is what is important about being successful. Yeah, think about it. Just to ask yourself that question, why is it so important that you're successful? So for me, what I wrote for my first level is I want to create an impact in the world and help people. And I want to help causes as well. And I also want to be happy. Yeah. So why is that important to you? Why do you want to create an impact in the world? That's another question I had to ask myself going to the next level. It's important to me because I feel it strongly within my soul and I have a responsibility to do so. Why do you feel you have a responsibility to do so? Why do you feel that responsibility? I would say my next level was because I have a lot of skill sets and the potential within me that the world need to know and hear about. And not doing that would be me bearing my gift and will not make me happy and fulfilled. That's interesting. So why is that important to you? Why do you want to be happy and fulfilled? Yeah, because I want to create a positive impact in the world and within my family and friends. Yeah, I want to help my family and friends. So why is it important to you that you help your family, and your friends? I said, because I want to leave a legacy for my children. So why is it important that you should leave a legacy for your children? And then I wrote, because I want my children to have choices and learn the correct way to live a happy life and have the financial freedom that I didn't have earlier on in life. Yeah. So that actually spurred me to keep thinking. Why do you want them to have that kind of life? Yeah. I don't want them to go through the confusion and chaos and lack of happiness I went through because I didn't feel fulfilled with what I was doing, working a job that I wasn't happy at because I just worked the job just to survive and I wasn't really happy. I didn't feel like that was my calling, you know. So if you go deep down and then if you go to the last level, it depends on how deeply you think about this, and it depends on the individual, what your calling is or what your background is, what your childhood was, what is actually spurring you. Because if you take this exercise, you may even get to the point where you start to cry because then you realize how deep your why is. Once you realize how deep your why is, you will not hesitate to get out of bed when your mind wants ease. You will not hesitate to get up and take action when you feel like procrastinating. You will not hesitate to get up and do things that you should be doing when all you want to do is watch Netflix. Yeah? So this understanding your deepest why and going 7 levels deep can really go a long way in helping you to constantly remember that there is a reason why I want to create success. There is a reason why I want to start my business, yeah? So it's absolutely important that you realize this, and absolutely important that you take this exercise because it helps you to actually get to your deepest why and create that success that you have been craving for, yeah? More power comes from clarity. It helps you to have the clarity you need, and that big shift that you need in your business, it helps you to create it, yeah? So now you've understood your purpose, you know why you've created this, yeah? So now you want to think about, what do you really want, yeah? What is that result you're after? Why do you want it? Why do you want it? And what's the massive action plan to get it? You have to ask yourself those deep questions, yeah? What's the result you really want to get? Do you want to help like many more women see successes? Many more women that have gone through what you've gone through? Say you're teaching people about depression. Do you want many more women not to suffer exactly what you went through because you know that it really cost you a lot and you don't want other people to go through it? Yeah, so why do you want it? Most of the time, money is not really the motivating factor because it's so temporary. But all of us, I would enjoin you ladies to actually find a deeper why you want to create success for yourself, because money is so temporary, and when you get it, you just feel like, oh, I have it now, what is it? But when you have like a deeper why, a deeper reason, seeing other people happy, you know, wanting to help others, the joy that it avails you, being able to provide more for your family, you know, deeper reasons why you want to go after your goal, then that would actually help you to take action. And then you have to think about, then you begin to think about the massive action plan to get it, yeah? So one thing I want you to think about as well is, for as an action plan to get it, you want to visualize the success as if you already had it. Yeah, how amazing would you feel? How good would you feel? What would you do with the money? How would that change your life? You know, you want to think about that. When you get the money, do you want to fly out or fly your family out on a holiday and just relax and be stress-free and not have to worry about anything? When you begin to see success, I put up a post in the past. I said, when you begin to see success, you can feel success, you can dream success, then success is inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. Yeah? So you need to be able to visualize it. How amazing would you feel? How would your life change? What are the things right now that you don't have that you really long for? What is your higher self? Don't put your higher self in the pedestal. She already exists. She's you. Yeah, visualize that success as if it has already happened. What are the characteristics of your future self? What is that success? Yeah, how does it feel? How amazing would you feel? How good would you feel? What would you do with that money? Yeah, think about it. All this will help you to actually put things more into perspective. Yeah. So, how amazing would you feel when your clients start seeing results? So you've been wanting to get clients for so long. How good would you feel when you're reading those messages and they're like, oh, thank you for changing my life. Thank you for making things better for me. I absolutely love you. I absolutely love what you've done for me. How would that make you feel? Close your eyes, visualize it. Begin to visualize it. Think about it, yeah? And things will begin to fall in place. There is power in visualization. Once you've done that, you cannot physically, but you can see it in your mind's eye. Then create a mission statement for your goal, or put together a vision board with images. Put together those things of what you want to create and look at them on a daily basis, because this will spur you into action. I'm going to give you an example of one of the things on my vision board has actually come to pass now, and how I actually manifested it or visualized it and it happened. So we bought a house last year, 2022. And it wasn't my vision board, the kind of house I wanted. I could picture everything the way I wanted it. So when we started looking for houses and viewing, and we viewed like almost 20 houses, and it was just one that stood out, but that one was above our budget. So I was like, I need to find this house. I know this house exists. When I found this house, you wouldn't believe it. It was so real. We felt like I was already there. It felt like I've been there before. And there was so much, like, it was an open house, so there was so much demand for this particular house. In fact, the going rate was, people offered way higher than the going rate, and there was an open rate and open house. So much interest in this house. I couldn't believe I was going to get it, but I wanted it so bad, and I visualized it already. I had seen it, so I was so convinced that it was going to be mine, you know. And even though our offer wasn't the highest offer, I couldn't believe, till tomorrow I'm still thinking, like, someone else offered like £8,000 above our offer, and we still got the house. I can't explain that, but that's the power of visualization. That's the power of visualization, because then by the time I saw it, it was as if, wow, I visualized this house before, and it began to become real. I viewed it over and over again, and here it is. We got the house. So many things like that. Think about how you've created success in the past. What were the things you did? Yeah, think about it, because many of us think, oh, it's impossible. You feel like success is so far away, so unreachable. But think about the times you've created success in the past. How did you create it? What did you do? Try to remember those things that you did, because that will go a long way in helping you to create more success. Yeah? And another thing you want to do is you want to connect emotions with your vision. Yeah, when you've created a success, what would you do with the money? Where would you go? You know, so many times we demean the value of what we've done, our successes. Celebrate it, because that would actually help you to go. Because trust me, when you achieve a certain level, you always want to go to the next level. There's no stopping point. There's no like, oh, once I do that, everything will be perfect. No, there's always a next level. So you will always want to create a next level success for yourself. So celebrate each win, celebrate each success, no matter how small it is. Yeah, you want to think about how you would feel, how amazing you would feel. Would it be more freedom for you? Would you have more space? Would you be able to do the things around? Would you be able to do the things you want to do? How would you feel? Yeah, you want to make sure that you do that. So the next thing is, once you visualize the success as if you've already had it, you've connected to your deepest why, you know, the next thing is you want to envision your future self in that success mode. There is an exercise. So there is a future self exercise I want you to embark upon, yeah? Because one thing you should realize is your current self will not take you to where you need to be in terms of your goal. Your current habits, your current actions, your current behaviors, yeah? They won't take you to your goal, to where you need to be. So there is a gap between where you are right now and where you need to be, which is your future self. Do not put her on a pedestal. She already exists. She is you. Step into her. Because she already exists. You have to make this exercise really easy for you to do. You have to write down the habits of your future self, the behaviors of your future self, the actions of your future self, yeah? The beliefs of your future self, the daily routines of your future self, the environment of your future self. You want to write this down for all of this to really make sense, yeah? What kind of thoughts are you having currently? Become aware of your thought process, yeah? If I already know how to create success within my business, what will my thought process be? What would I be thinking? Yeah? How would you stop negative self-talk? Because sometimes we talk, negative thoughts come to our mind because the truth is, you think you can control your thoughts, but you can. The first thought that hits you, you can't control it because it literally hits you. But the second thought and subsequent thoughts, you can. You have to consciously speak to your mind. Because our mind is operating from a place of, what would I, comfort. It's more like it wants us to be in our comfort zone. Yeah? Sometimes there is fear there. Yeah? There is fear. So it triggers the fears in us. That there are fears, there are limiting beliefs that are triggering these fears. Limiting beliefs are triggering the fears, you know. And sometimes our thoughts this negative thoughts just strikes you. You have to talk back. You have to talk back to your mind and say, mind, I know you're trying to make me feel safe, but don't worry, I'm fine. This is not gonna hurt me. This is just me stepping out of my comfort zone, and it ain't gonna be easy. I know it's so uncomfortable because your mind wants you to be in a comfortable place, in your comfort zone. So because it feels so uncomfortable, because it feels so not really unnatural, but unusual, you have not been used to it, your mind wants to protect you. So it talks to you negatively. You can't do that. Who do you think you are to think you can do that? Who has ever done that in your family? You know, you've been taught to go to school, you know, go for higher education if you must, get a job, get married, have kids, go to work. You know, like the norm. It's the norm. So you are sort of the few people that are trying to change the norm, to disrupt what is the norm, you know, and this is abnormal. It is abnormal. So you are abnormal. Trust me, so many entrepreneurs are abnormal in the right way. You understand what I mean? So because of that, you've got to push yourself out of the comfort zone. You have to speak to your thoughts and say, no, this is for my own good. Don't say that. I am successful. I am success. I know it is possible. You know, I know it is possible. Even though I haven't done it before, I know I can do it because there's a reason why you keep getting that in your mind. There's a reason why you want to go and achieve those goals. There is a reason for it to have been in your mind and to keep nagging at you all the time. Then you can't do it. You just have to speak to your mind and quiet your mind and stop any negative self-talk. Yeah? Any negative self-talk, oh, I can't do it. Who do you think you are? How do you think you can create success? You know, I've had that in the past as well, but I had to tell myself, I can do it. And I'm going to tell you some activities that actually helped me to come out of that as well. Yeah, one of the things was incantations, but I'll tell you when we go down the line, yeah? I learned these incantations from Tony Robbins as well, from one of Tony Robbins' courses, and it's been powerful. It's just like a much deeper level of affirmations, yeah? But we'll get into that as well. So you want to think about those thoughts and you want to nip those negative thoughts in the bud. You want to think about the thoughts that your future self is having, and you want to begin to engage more. Think about those things, yeah? Think positively. Yeah, you can do it. You definitely can. And then the next thing is your behavior. Yeah? What is the behavior of my future self? What am I doing right now that I shouldn't be doing? My future self, will my future self be sitting and watching Netflix when I have things to do? What will I be doing if I want to create success? Will I have a coach? Will I have a mentor? Will I procrastinate? Will I get things done? What environment will I be? Will I wake up? Will I have a morning routine? Will I wake up early and do things I'm supposed to do? You know, you need to think about all of that. Yeah, what are the current limiting beliefs that is preventing you from taking action? Yeah, you have to think about all that. What are those fears triggering those limiting beliefs? Yeah, because imposter syndrome comes in because of many reasons. It happens because of many reasons, and I'll walk you through all of those and how you can break them. Yeah, limiting beliefs, very, very important. You have to think about those limiting beliefs and begin to break them down one at a time. Yeah, what is causing the limiting belief? Yeah, I have an example of some limiting beliefs in front of me here. And one of them I had in the past was, it's so competitive in this coaching space. I'm not going to stand out from other sales coaches out there. Yeah, but I have to talk to myself and tell myself why it's not true. Yeah, it's not true because not many people, even in my network, know about other coaches. Yeah, I will be the first one that is bringing my unique tweak to it because I'm unique. Yeah, and the truth is, sometimes we undermine the value of our skill sets until we are in other environments and we see that we know much more than other people. Think about it, you only have to be a few steps ahead of the people you're coaching. Yeah, I was speaking to a client in the past and I think we were just doing something on the computer and she just said it as if it was normal. And I was like, I didn't know that. She was like, really? I was like, yeah, I didn't know that. Literally, you've literally just taught me. And she's like, oh, I thought everyone knew that. No. So there's so many people that are trying to get to where you are because they haven't got the skill set and you have it. So why would you feel that competition is a distraction for you? No. You have to tell yourself why you know that you are the one that can help them. Yeah? So another thing I told myself why it's not true is because I know the industry is saturated, yeah, but for people who find me, I might be the only one they know of. Because even for me, a year ago, 2 years ago, for me, I had no idea of what this space was. Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, I would say like 3 years ago, 2019, I started buying courses on coaching and I thought, oh, okay, interesting. What can I coach about? What can I coach on? And I started off thinking, oh, I could teach people how to actually start their coaching business. I felt a little bit of imposter syndrome there as well because that's why I said I'll tell you about some reasons why you may be having imposter syndrome and what to do to get above that. Sometimes it may be because of lack of experience or you're fearing that you haven't got results yet. So how would you get results for others? Yeah. But you have to think about it that for this to have been in your mind, it's not just about the end result. It's about the process. It's about the transformation that your clients feel along the way. It's about your transformation your clients feel along the way. Yeah. Most of the time, before you coach others, you would have gone through that experience. You have sort of been successful at it before you can coach others. That's true to a large extent, which is one of the reasons why I sort of found out that at that time in my business, it was so early in the process to be teaching others how to coach. However, I switched to what I've already seen success as, which is sales. Because I have e-commerce business. I started selling since the age of 11. Like literally, it's an interesting story for another day. As early as 11, when I started selling in my class, all through my life, I've been selling or marketing one thing or the other. So the skill comes to me naturally. I've got an e-commerce business, so I thought, okay, focus on what you've already seen success at, and when you have applied it in the coaching space and helped others, then you can teach others how they can get into coaching. Because if you think about it, this is what those gurus out there with 40 years, 60 years of experience are teaching people to get into the coaching industry. So I felt like at the time, I wasn't at a place when I can teach you. So sometimes you might feel imposter syndrome because of this, but trust me, this is not the only reason why you feel imposter syndrome. this is not the only reason why I feel imposter syndrome. But if that's the reason, then you have to rethink about your goal, rethink your goals. Are you at a place where you can confidently teach that topic that you want to teach? And if you feel you're not, then you can do what is necessary, which is educate yourself more in that area. Invest in courses, invest in programs, invest in a mentor, get more learning, read more books. And imposter syndrome will go far away. It will go far away because sometimes it's confidence. Lack of confidence is one of the reasons for imposter syndrome. Oh, I can't do it. Who am I to think I can do it? But when you empower yourself with knowledge, when you empower yourself and you learning, you know, there is something I learned from the Ingresos in the past about the reporter method. Not everyone gets inspiration or the ideas just come from within. Or it's not everyone that were born with those innate skills. People report on other people's knowledge. So if you are in a position where you have done your research, you've researched, you've taken other people's knowledge, you've put it together, and you report it to other people that don't know about it, you should be paid for that. So there is no reason for you to feel imposter syndrome that way, because you have empowered yourself. You have learned more about that. Now I'm beginning to talk about imposter syndrome. So I mean, as well just talk about it. Yeah. So that's a lot. That's one of the reasons why you need to think about what is causing that imposter syndrome. Why are we getting that in? Why do I feel that I can't do it? Is it because I'm the first person to do it? Is it because I feel like I don't have experience? You have to understand the reason why that's happening. What are the triggers? What do I need? Do I need to improve upon something? Yeah, is it the mind gets uncomfortable with new things, like I said? So the mind wants to put you in your comfort zone, but to set your mind up for success, you have to speak to your mind and say, mind, you actually speak to your mind as if it's a third person. Mind, keep quiet right now, because I know I can do it, and you're not going to stop me from this, because I know it's my calling, I know it's my why, and I need to get this done. Yeah, so think about those things. Identify excuses that you're making as well, and really own it. Because sometimes we tend to make excuses, you know. Oh, I haven't got a good camera, I haven't got a good setting, I haven't got a good laptop, I haven't got a good phone to shoot videos. I had that a lot in the past. Oh, my videos are not looking great, but I just took massive action anyway. Yeah, because when you keep taking action, you begin to improve, you begin to improve every time. You know, little steps, and this add up. This helps you to actually break that imposter syndrome. But massive action, everybody gets it. Even the successful gurus, multimillionaire gurus out there, they get imposter syndrome when they are stepping out of their comfort zone. But they just take massive action and do it anyway. Yeah. So you need to take massive action, step out of that. And so, yeah. So you need to identify those. Another limiting belief I told myself was, I need to do more research, I need to read more books and take more courses before I can offer legit coaching. But I told myself why it's not true. Yeah? Because I know that other people have actually benefited from even my free advice. So when I tell myself that I've actually helped people with my free advice, I've given people free information and they've used it and signed clients. So why do I think that I'm not at a position where I can teach them? So all of these things, you have to tell yourself why it's not true. If you're having imposter syndrome about something, you have to tell yourself why it's not true. You have to find 5 or 10 reasons why this is not true. And you will find it, trust me. Because whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. It's all about the mind. That's why it's good to feed yourself with positive things. And we're still going to talk about these habits and the things that you should be doing to actually step into that higher self. Yeah. Another limiting belief I had in the past was, if I charge over 4 figures for coaching, then people would think I'm a fraud. People would think like, why am I charging that? But I told myself that if I don't help people, if I don't charge more, how would I be in a position to help more people? Because if I keep charging low, then I won't be happy because I'm not getting enough to make me happy. So I won't be putting in the effort to help these people. And my free content is so valuable that people want to pay for the higher price tag anyway. When I give away free content, they're like, oh, if she can be giving this away for free, how much more would I pay for? Yeah? And I have to tell myself that charging more will help me sift those that actually committed. And they will take my offer seriously. They will put in the work and get results. But I want to create results for people. So when I charge more, I'm at a place where my clients are because you think about it, people that pay more pay attention. So when they've paid a lot for something, they pay more attention, they put in the work and they get things done. But sometimes people that get things for free, they don't value it. So that's why you have to think about these things. These are just limiting beliefs. Yeah? Identify that limiting beliefs and talk yourself out of it. Tell yourself why it's not true. Yeah? So you have to do all of that to eliminate the limiting belief. And those are just some of the examples I wrote out. Yeah? So I'm just going to carry on talking about. Yeah, so the next thing you want to do, after you've identified those beliefs, then you want to begin to break those limiting beliefs, yeah? Think about what is causing the fears, yeah? The limiting beliefs that are triggering the fears. Think about that. Stop negative self-talk. And then your daily routine, your habits. What are your daily routine? What is your current daily routine is? What is it like? And what is the daily routine of your future self? Think about that. Is your daily routine helping you or sabotaging you? What do you do every day? Do you have a morning routine? Yeah. So I found morning routines to be very, very helpful. I didn't used to do this in the past, but since I have noticed an improvement, and this is me growing into my higher self. I'm not there yet, but definitely getting there. And some of the things that have helped me is meditations, prayers, exercising, journaling as well. Obviously, I don't do everything every morning, but I try to do at least one or two of them. Journaling, meditations, exercise, and incantations as well. Affirmations. When you wake up in the morning, look at my vision board and say my affirmations. And if I can, I do my incantations with my exercise when I've got the chance. So when I was talking about incantations earlier, incantations are actually affirmations, but with action. Yeah, with action to it. So literally, you're not just saying the words, but you're putting action into it. So for instance, this is more like, say you go for a run or a jog and you're affirming yourself. I am successful. I know what it takes. I know I can be successful. I have the skill set that it takes to be successful in life. I know I have the skill set to teach others. I know I deserve to be happy. But you're running, you're putting energy into it. You're actually flexing your muscles. It's going to be sinking more to your soul than when you're just saying it. Affirmation works, but incantation works 10 times faster. And I've learned it and it has really worked for me. So you can actually kill one stone with two birds. Say you're going for a morning jog, just say it as you're running. Just say those affirmations. Say it out loud, put the action into it. Let the energy be up and rising. That really helps. Yeah. So those are some of the daily routines. Yeah, you have to choose the one that is okay for you, the ones that you can stick with. Yeah, and then your habits as well. What are your habits? I've noticed stacking habits work as well. So when you stack habits, say you're trying to get better at something, but it goes together. Say for instance, you brush your teeth every single morning and you have your medication, but you forget to take your medication every now and again. Stack those habits together such that you can put your medication where your toothbrush is every morning when you're brushing. The next thing directly is to take your medication. So you're stacking those habits together in such a way that if you do that consistently for the next 30 days, it becomes normal. That's how you build new habits. That's how you build new habits. You keep doing it. You keep doing it. Say you're not good at journaling, but you want to be better. Put your book like very close to your bedside table when you wake up. And it's just natural. Like when you're touching your alarm clock, it's just natural. You just pick up the book and you start journaling. You know, when you've done it, you might miss a few days here and there. But if you can try to be consistent for the first 30 days, it will become a habit. So think about how you can create new habits that way, because you want to be stepping into the habits of your higher self. So what you're doing now will not help you get there. Will not help you get there. You have to step into your future self. And then environment. Your environment will not help you get there if you're in an environment that is not helping you. Obviously, when it comes to environment, if you are around people that don't believe in your work, they don't believe in you, they don't believe in you creating success for yourself, because they are not used to it either. They're used to the status quo, so they're not used to anything new. So they may not be encouraging you. Say you've got a spouse that is not encouraging you. Obviously, you can't leave the house. But what you can do is to associate yourself with people who are more like you. Get in the proximity of successful people who are striving with similar goals, who are struggling to improve themselves, and they have similar goals like you. Start going to like entrepreneurial forums, networking events. You know, even if you can't step out of the house, or you're not able to go because probably you have kids, you can go on Facebook groups and join networking events. Begin to surround yourself with a community of people that are like-minded. This has a long way. It goes a long way to help you to actually achieve that success, because it spurs you on. I started attending networking events around me. It's called the Entrepreneurial Circle. And I couldn't believe it, but it really helped me, because there are so entrepreneurs that are making 100k months, entrepreneurs that are making 200k months, and it was normal to them. So I'm coming from a place of, I want to make 10k months, I want to make 10k months, and these are people that are making 100k, 200k months. So associating myself with them, I began to see the possibility. I began to take action. Whenever I remember that what they did, you know, it's more like a networking event. So tips, we share tips here and there. They give me tips and things to do, what they're doing, you know, things, the softwares and all the things they're doing, you know. So it became more realistic for me. It became more realistic for me that this is achievable. Yeah, so you want to surround yourself with people that would help you see success quicker. Very important. Also, when you're setting goals, set realistic goals. If you're currently at 2k months, don't go setting 100k months. Set something realistic. You can set like double the amount, 5k, or you set 10k, and take massive action. Obviously, you don't want to set too low a goal. At the same time, you don't want to set a goal that is not realistic for you. Because when it's not realistic, then you can't visualize it, and you begin to talk, like you begin to feel that, you know, those negative self-talk that you can't do it will start coming back. But when it's possible, then you take action, because you know that it's not too far-fetched. I can do it. I have the resources to do it. I can actually do it. Yeah. So how do you step into your future self? I know we've been talking about that since, because I've been talking about it, apart from listing the habits and the environment and all the other features that you need to work on. Yeah. However, these are some of the behaviors that you can practice. Creating visualizations, where we talk about affirmations and incantations. Then gratitude. Practice gratitude. Like, this is so important and so good. And like I already mentioned earlier, you have to be grateful for where you're at. Yeah, there's a reason why you're there. There's something that creation may want you to learn, so you have to be grateful. And when you express gratitude, you see that more successes will begin to flow your way. More successes will begin to flow your way. Absolutely. Yeah. So for me, I'll give an example of where when I was like, currently I'm on maternity leave right now. And in the past, before I went on maternity leave, it was kind of difficult because I was going on calls in the evening. I was working on my business in the evening after my 9 to 5, and it was so stressful. It was so stressful for me to put all that in. But I was grateful because at that time, my 9 to 5 job is providing for me, is giving me what I need at that time to help my family. So I'm not going to say, oh, because I want to, then I'll now begin to not appreciate where I'm at, or begin to talk ill, or begin to be nasty at work, or not do the work I'm supposed to do just because I want to get out. That way it's even going to be slower for me to get out. Yeah. So all of these things are absolutely important. Absolutely important. And one of the things I forgot to mention with goals earlier is, so when I sort of still in my 9 to 5 job, but I sort of had this I was actually talking to my manager about promotion in my 9 to 5 job, and I literally got promoted, and I think I got like 12k added to my current salary. And instead of making me happy, I was only happy for like 4 weeks, you know. And I was like, why is this? After that, because for me, I thought it was the more money, you know. But later, I started feeling that this is what actually fed into my why, to make my why deeper, because I felt I wasn't creating any impact. I've noticed in the past that when I create impact, that's when I'm most happy. Creating impact, helping others, you know, helping others to achieve it. Because in my 9 to 5 job, so I work as a data manager, data analyst, data manager. So when I help people, like they bring some work to me in Excel, or they bring some work to me to visualize their data, and I help them, I feel really fulfilled. I feel really happy because I've made their life so much easier. I had a colleague of mine that was working on something that it took her like for 2 days and she hasn't figured it out. And I just looked at it, and within 20 minutes, I sorted it out. She was so happy. So I felt like this is actually feeding into my why. So I'm telling you this story because I just want you to, with that 7 levels deep exercise, I want you to think about your deepest why. Because you know, I mentioned creating impact. That impact keeps feeding back into whatever I do, pushing me forward, that you haven't gotten to your goal yet. You haven't gotten to your goal yet. Which is why I said earlier, it's not just, money is not the only motivating factor. You need to find something deeper that motivates you. Because only money would not do. You can win a lottery and that's it. You know, but you would need to think about something deeper that actually motivates you. So yeah, that's actually absolutely important. And you take massive action. Yeah, ditch perfectionism, because you will never be ready. You're waiting until you're ready, it will never happen, because that's how perfectionism steals things away from us. Yeah, so you have to think about that. You have to think about all that. Yeah, and when you trying to get into this habit of your higher self as well, you want to schedule your activity. Look at everything you want to achieve, say in the next 2 weeks, and break it down into bite-sized, actionable things that you can actually achieve. Set a timeline for yourself and celebrate yourself when you're done. I've said this earlier. It's actually very important. When I do things, I literally celebrate myself. Like when I'm putting the work, say I've been creating courses and modules for my clients, and I know, oh, I deserve a break. Like I deserve this. I actually open a bottle of champagne and I relax, you know, relax. Just something small, just celebrate. And sometimes I just celebrate myself by actually turning on Netflix, because I love watching movies, but I will give it as a reward for an action I take, not just to sit down for hours and start watching Netflix till 2 a.m. when I have things to do. Yeah, there's no productivity without discipline. We need to remember that. And there is a time management training that I invited a guest expert for in the past, Megan Sumrell. And I'm going to give you guys that training as well as a bonus in this program. So I'm going to put it in the group in like tomorrow or so. Yeah. So I hope this has been really helpful. I think I've talked about everything. Yeah. So I hope this has been really helpful for you. If you have any questions, do let me know. But I'll put up a worksheet as well that can help you with that 7 levels deep exercise that will help you to nip perfectionism in the bud, that will help you to get out there and start working, nip imposter syndrome in the bud, because you've got a higher goal, and we cannot let imposter syndrome or limiting beliefs stop us from taking action, because there are people out there that are waiting for you, people out there that is only you that can help, and they are waiting for you to take action. So do not let limiting beliefs or all of those things stop you from getting to where you can be. Yeah, that's absolutely important. Cheers everyone, see you in the next training. Bye.